Okay, so I have a couple of situations right now, and it mostly is because I spent all the summer making a lot of splits, um, bringing in new queens, new jeans, Caucasians, Russians, Carmiolans, B Weavers, Pol Lines 2.2s, hybrids, and um, and so I don't have much of a drone comb, so all the equipment that I have left is just empty foundation and boxes. That's it. So these does not recognize medium boxes or any box with a plastic foundation as part of the hive, as part of their nest. They don't. And so even if you add a box of only foundation, they will still, and if they're not in a flow, so they don't have the means or the flow to draw comb on that empty box, they can swarm, because again, they don't recognize that as a part of the extension of the brood nest or anything like that. And so I'm having a couple of situations in which I'm preventing that to happen. So I'm using the most populated hives to put boxes with foundation and feeding them, trying to see if they can draw some comb to be ready for the fall flow, or if we get any flow before winter hits hard. And so there's a couple of situations. One is, and there's a couple of hives that I see in cap cells, cap queen cells. So I don't want it to swarm because I don't want to lose the new queens. One, two, I want to see if I can prevent them from swarming, especially during fall, right? I don't want to end up with poorly mated queens or weak hives for the winter. So that girl over there, that nook was here before. I moved it over there, better location because it's going to get the sun in the morning. Right here they don't get sun, and they only get sun like a couple of hours in the afternoon, while there they receive about 6 hours of the sun in the morning. But when I was moving them, I was also replacing the boxes, and I found out that in the bottom box on the last two frames there were 2 cap cells. Now that queen is here because it was not performing well in the outside yard. I replaced it with a Pol Line queen, and I brought it here for 2 reasons. One is to have a queen just in case I need one if the Pol Line 2.2 was not accepted. Second, as a resource nook. And so in order for her to work in the other yard, I have to put a couple of frames of cap worker bees from other donor hives. So it means like the boosting population and foragers helped her, and she started, laying eggs. But I decided to take her out, put it here. She did the same thing. While the population was not great, she was only laying about a frame or half a frame of brood. I added the other 2 frames of cap worker, and then she took off. But when I was moving them last Friday, about 5 days ago, I found those 2 queen cap cells, and they were on the middle of the frame where they were drawing wax, but they stopped because there's no more flow. So I don't know if they were superseding or trying to swarm. So I've removed the cap cells. I put her in a little incubator. One of the queens already hatched. I put some of the workers with her. And what I'm going to do today that I decided is I am going to separate those 2 boxes. I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to bring the old queen, the one that they're trying to supersede. I'm going to bring her here. If they're trying to swarm, then that will be a swarm. I'm going to bring the old queen here, and with some cap brood that I'm probably going to donate another couple from the other hives, because I know The only way she responds is there is a big population. And so, and I'm going to put the virgin queen back in there. I want to see if they wanted to supersede her. I want to see, right now I'm going to open and see if they are already making another queen or not, if they stopped. But I want to see what happens with that virgin queen, that they decide that it's a good time to raise a queen. I do see some drone brood. I don't see much, but I see drone brood in my art yard. I still see a few hives with a lot of drones. So let's see. I want to see what happens, but then I'm not going to get rid of the old queen just yet. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Alright, so they dragged this in 2 days. That's a very nice population right there. So for the last couple of times, the queen has been on the top box. Let's see what happens. Empty frame with a little bit of nectar in it. So they're saving the nectar, but they're not drawing any more wax. Okay, I see brood here, emerging brood, and they are back filling the cells with nectar. The queen is not yet here to actually lay more eggs. So I'm watching for the queen as I move the frames. So there's a lot more brood here. Still you see that they are not building more comb. I don't see the queen. A lot of baby bees. Emerging brood with no eggs on the empty cells. Looking for the queen. Okay, so this is basically an empty frame for the queen to lay eggs, which she has not at all. A bunch of baby bees walking around, new babies, a little bit of nectar, no queen, no eggs, nothing. Again, this one is pretty much empty. No queen here. And I'm going to check on the on the box where the queen cells were before and see what happens. Okay, so this is the frame with where one of the queen cells was, right here. Nectar. Still have a couple of drone cells to hatch. A lot more drone brood right here. Alright, so looking for the queen. Alright, so I don't see any eggs on drones or worker comb. Let's put this here for now. Again, minimal wax building. It's nectar and nectar. Uh-oh. Okay. So they definitely don't like this queen. They do not like this queen at all, and they don't want to overwinter with her. There's a queen cup that is empty, but just keep looking for the queen. I don't know if they killed her already. It's weird that I haven't seen her. She's marked and she's very calm, but look at this, 2 more queen cups sealed in the last 5 days, 6 days. I removed it on Friday, it's Wednesday, and they already have 2 more queen cells. So it seems like they went ahead and killed the queen without having a queen. And this is where I got the previous queen cell from. So those queen cells were made with very old larvae, very small queen cell, so I don't want that either. I'm just gonna make sure that the queen is not here. And I don't see any eggs. It's like two more frames to check. Whoa, look at this. So in 5-6 days, they had more queen cells. Look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 more. That's 5. So they did kill the queen. They do not like that queen at all. At all. One last frame to check for the queen. Okay, so there's one thing that I haven't been doing that I should have been doing, and it is checking for a virgin queen, because it seems like these girls went ahead and killed the queen, even though I removed the queen cells that I got. And the only way they will kill a queen is if they're for certain they have a queen to supersede. Alright, so I should be checking for a virgin queen, actually. Alright, so change of plans. I'm just gonna let the girls sort it out. I'm gonna put the virgin queen back in there because they did supersede the queen in the beginning of fall. Insane. But hopefully bees know best. They're the best beekeepers. So I'm gonna see how this plays out. Yeah, absolutely no eggs. No eggs, and I don't see young larvae either. Bee bread and nectar. So let's see, let's check the box. All right, so I had a plan. The bees had another plan, and they're the boss. So my plans were absolutely changed by the girls. I didn't do it on time. They took care of business. They took care of that queen. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring the virgin queen that they raised first and see what happens. I'm going to close as fast as I can so she doesn't fly out. Alright, she's out. Let's close. So it's been about a half hour since I checked the girls, and I put back the virgin queen, and they're doing some orientation flights. So I'm just checking here to see if the queen is doing some, or she still needs to be fed a little bit more because she was in a cage for 4 days. All right, so the girls took control of the situation. Let's hope they planned it perfectly, and they saw a lot of good drone congregations, and so the queen has a chance to mate pretty good. Let's see. I hope so.